What are you losing?
Sorry. the ribbon from the print for today.
Oh,
you know, they were all
darn.
tied really nicely in the middle.
Hello, welcome everyone. This is the print we're doing today. I'm Bailey and this is Nick from
Hello, everyone.
Glowforge.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, this is live. You caught us missing our ribbon. But happy Tuesday. This has been so fun. We've been coming on weekly for quite a while now. This is kind of like the little Glowforge show we do every week. We're going to do a print, talk about Glowforge. If you're here with us live, we have some experts live in the chat. So if you're on YouTube or Facebook, you can throw questions or comments in there and we'll answer them even on air if we can, if we get to them. I've got my computer right here.
Ask your best questions as quickly as you can.
Wow, I thought us even asking. They're all throwing in where they're, oh no, I see they asked in chat where they're joining from today. I was like, how did they know I was about to ask?
They've been here before, Bailey.
So Nick and I are here in Seattle, so it's 11 a.m. PST for us. Let us know if this is a good time for you. I see you all are coming in from all sorts of different places. I see Robert from Texas and Nancy from Florida, Lorraine from Omaha, Joe from Cleveland.
Nice. Are there people out there that have joined more than one of these, perhaps? I know some people dip into one or two. Some people just visit one. We'd love to know if it's a reoccurring thing.
And let us know if you have a Glowforge yet, or if you're thinking about getting one, or if you just like to watch the prints, because that's okay too. Those are they're fun.
Totally fun.
Catherine is saying, Anchorage, Alaska welcomed me to a 6-degree morning. It was 41 this morning in Seattle, and I whined. So.
It was a little cold. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I'm looking outside right now. First for us, but we have got some sunshine.
Good.
Which it's been torrential rain.
You
know, Seattle is known for rain, but this was bad. This was another
really
level
bad.
rain.
Yeah, this is like a movie filmed in Seattle, and you're like, okay, it's not like
one of our colleagues was showing us in the Orcas Islands. One of the roads was just washed out completely. It was just disappeared. It's incredible.
That's November for you, I guess.
I suppose.
So today we are going to go through the top 10 things that we think that you need to know before you get a Glowforge. So if you already had one, don't worry. Now you'll know them now, and you probably know a lot of them already because I know getting a Glowforge is a big decision and it's something that you feel like you need to do your research about. So by going over these top 10 things, I hope to save you hours of research. You can hear it right from us.
Yep, absolutely.
And also, I know lots of people who own Glowforges tend to hang out in the chat, so feel free to ask them.
Yeah, I was going to ask that too. If you are an owner out there and you notice us discussing something, if you have a top tip that is related to that discussion topic, share it, please. We're really hoping at some point in the future to have a public place where everybody can submit their tips, and we can put your name on there and you can become Glowforge famous.
Oh my gosh.
So let's kick this off right now.
This is a good idea, Lorraine. Sorry, I want to jump in here real quick. She's just saying she would love for us to do a stream sometime on kerf and inlay because she's trying to learn to inlay acrylic into wood since she's just a beginner.
I've got some good tips on that actually. Yeah.
Okay, we'll add that to our list.
Yes, we do these master classes every now and again where we dive deep into something a bit more complex. That sounds like a perfect one.
That would be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's one quick tip for you just right off the bat though. If you have two shapes and you want one to fit inside the other, one thing I'd recommend is you print one of them backwards so you flip it over before you put it into place. Basically, as the laser cuts, it kind of cuts a slight V shape. It chamfers the edges. So if you want a neater fit, take that piece of acrylic and basically in your design software, mirror it so it prints backwards like this. Then when you fit them together, they fit together a little bit more snugly. So there's my first top tip.
There's probably some other magic for getting that fit exactly right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
keep your eyes peeled. Hopefully we'll do a stream on that. But today we're going to start with the number 10, top 10 thing you need to know. Need to work on that.
Catchy.
But it is that Glowforge can print with limitless materials. So you might hear us talking about wood, acrylic, leather, stone, chocolate chip cookies, all sorts of stuff, cardboard. You can just see behind us a whole plethora of materials. This is a cool one.
Yeah, this is a mixture of materials, which is really nice. This is a wooden frame and then layered paper in different colors.
Oh, when you touch it, you can kind of see how like, fragile the...
But that whole thing is Glowforge made.
Saw it.
Same. It's really, really, really neat. Much more inexpensive than acrylic to print in paper.
So this we bought on Etsy. Lots of our customers who own Glowforges, they make things, they sell them on Etsy, of course. This is a fun one to show off because, like Nick was just saying, the whole thing's Glowforge made. So this is walnut box that they've made. The paper is cut on a Glowforge. I think so. What this is it's a geyser, and this is the path that you'd walk on to see the geyser, like at a national park. And they've put right here, Grand Prismatic Spring, Yellowstone National Park, and then look at this, 3 out of 500. So this is a limited edition item, and then here's the brand. So this person is nailing it on many points of the Glowforge run business. Good job, Mad Badger Designs. But yeah, you can see multi-material projects. Whether you're using proof grade or not, once you get a Glowforge, you will just want to put everything in the Glowforge.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, and in fact, owners out there, what's your favorite material to print on, and what's your most unusual material that you printed on?
Yes.
A grain of rice is one that I remember from the forum. A coffee bean recently as well. Actually, that coffee bean engraved very beautifully. Yeah, right? Yeah. I have no idea if you could roast your coffee that way. It'd probably be kind of a slow method, but worth a try. Could be good to try.
With a laser. Number 9 thing that you need to know is that the Glowforge app can be used with any device that you can access with Wi-Fi. So you can queue up a print from the catalog or from your own design program that's like saved on your phone or your tablet or what have you. You could queue it up like I could. Say I didn't have a Glowforge at home, which of course I do. But if I had access to Nick's Glowforge, I could set up my print. I could send it to print, and Nick would see his button, his Glowforge button glowing, push it, and he could print for me remotely across the world even.
Yeah, which is really incredible. Or let's say you've got a studio and you have a clean space and a messy space. Maybe your computer is in the clean space. You could do your design work from there. Then you could go to your Glowforge, pick it back up on your phone, and then do the print from there from your phone without having to drag your computer across too.
Yeah.
So very flexible. If you've got a browser, Mac, PC, tablet, doesn't really matter, you can print with Glowforge.
Yeah.
And that app is free for life as well. And also, forget about this sometimes, because it's browser-based and you log in every time, you're always using the latest and greatest version of that software too. So nothing to download, nothing to update. Absolutely. All sorts of cool features built into that.
Yeah, since Nick and I have been working at Glowforge for over 6 years each. Well, about the same time, really. Yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah.
We have seen Glowforge like evolve and grow over the years. Like the Glowforge Pro has this pass-through slot on it that works with giant materials, and the pass-through software is so amazing and easy to use now. And we watched engineers develop it for years, and it's so cool now to see how easy it is. Everybody can use pass-through. We'll show you some pass-through things in a moment, but
it's one of those features where you think that shouldn't work. That should not be possible.
And it didn't for a while.
Yeah, it's true. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. But all that hard work that those engineers put in makes your life so much easier.
But that's what's so cool, because it's not like there's a Glowforge 2 coming out and that'll have the new features.
Right.
No, your Glowforge has the new features even if you bought it 2 years ago.
Yeah, you know, I always actually like to say to people when I'm giving them demos that the day that your Glowforge arrives is the worst it's ever going to be. Because just over time, features get added, bugs get fixed, all that kind of stuff.
iPhone did that.
Right?
And instead we just had 6 iPhones.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. $1,000 a time.
That's a better business model.
Someone should write to them.
Well, let's get started on a print. Today we're printing from the Glowforge catalog. So if you're not a designer and don't want to fuss with designs at all, we have a whole bunch of like ready to print designs ready for you. This is one of them.
Absolutely.
Simple little one today. It's cute.
Yeah, it's really nice. This is a set of coasters essentially that nest together that are designed to look like buttons. You can see from the side profile there they have a little lip on the top and the bottom, so they sit together really nicely. They're perfect for personalization.
Cute.
Very whimsical, great, very giftable item.
Yeah.
And of course, we've got a great spot there for some personalization
you can do anything too.
Yeah, so I'll show you exactly how this works. Now, if we jump over to my computer, I have the catalog print itself open, so you get a taster of what we're looking at. And in the catalog, it's an ever-expanding repository of designs that you can download to print. They're vetted by Glowforge, so we've tested them out. We make sure that they work. We provide you with figures and facts and assembly instructions, material recommendations, all that kind of good stuff, so that we set you up for success. Now, a lot of these as well, and I'm not sure if we can see, yeah, here we go, look, are licensed for commercial purposes. So that basically means that you can take these coasters, you could print them, and then you could sell them. So let's say you're at a craft fair, you print a bunch of these, take them along to the fair, and you can sell them to, well, anybody who's there. To level up, what you could do is you could go to that same craft fair, pre-print these without the family name on them, take your Glowforge with you, and then have your customers add their family name live in situ, right there, right then, on those coasters.
You know, I think I told this story a couple weeks ago on the stream, but my mom just sent me the photos. Gosh, I should really have it up here. I was at a craft fair in Port Orchard, Washington, and I saw some laser-made things, and you know, I can tell. I've been around
we got the eye,
well.
yeah.
So I asked the woman running the booth what kind of laser she had. She said, "Oh, I have a Glowforge," and I was like, "What? I work at Glowforge. I'm Bailey from Glowforge." And we took a photo together. And my mom sent me the photo a week later, and I look at the photo, and I noticed that under us, she had a little sign that said, "Design your own ornament," with a hand-drawn drawing.
Way.
So what she was doing, I didn't even notice it and freak out at the time. I would have. That's exactly what she was doing. She had pre-printed ornaments, and then she had a spot where you could draw or write or whatever, and she would on the spot customize a Glowforge made ornament for you. So this is happening in real life. It's not just something that we talk about in the live stream.
Amazing. Do you remember what her business name was?
Oh, not off the top of my head. I have the picture. I'll put it on
Urban Craft Uprising and things are happening pretty soon, early December. We should find out if she's going to be there, and then maybe we can do a little bit of promotion for her. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Anyway, but
yes, nice segue. I like it.
Glowforge in the wild. It's
happening. More than you think. So back to the catalog. Here is our design. This particular one is very inexpensive. It's actually free as well if you're a Glowforge Premium member, and we can open this design in our app just like this. And this is where we really want to focus our time, because this is the cool bit. Now, it doesn't look like much right now. I'm kind of looking at a black square with some circles on it, and that's because this is live preview. It's my favorite feature of the Glowforge. You've probably heard me rattle on about it in the past, but it basically means we can take a piece of material just like this, and this, for reference, is medium maple proof grade plywood. These coasters we could print pretty much anything, to be honest. It doesn't really matter. And we throw it in there like that. The camera that's inside the lid right here is going to take a photograph of what we just put in. And then when we come back to our software, we're going to see that black square change to a photograph of what's inside the material. Now, maybe that seems obvious. Maybe we're not quite sure why that matters right now, but let me show you this. We can grab the printed pieces, these circles, we can move them wherever we want on this material, and we can choose whereabouts they're going to print. Now, no measuring needed, no jigs, no alignment, nothing like that. We literally put it where we want it to go. And what that means is, if I show you this piece, for example, which came from a previous print we did for our Black Friday stream, which was this airship right here. Oh, sorry. This is essentially a piece of waste material now. But using live preview, if I wanted to print these again, I could use that software and drag the bits around and print in all of these other spots. So I get maximum material yield. Again, if you're a business person, that matters. If you're someone who prints at home, that matters too. You want to use all of your material when you can, and live preview helps you do that.
Yep.
Give you that back, Bailey. Thank you very much. All right.
Way too cool.
So these are pretty simple right now. As you can see, we've got a couple of things going on. You see two different lines right here. Now this design has been created such that it scores these purple lines here on the material to help you align everything when you're gluing. It's a handy little trick that makes accuracy and alignment much easier. And then we've got the red lines on the outside and the inside, which represent the cuts. And you'll notice when I hover over these, on the left-hand side here, the steps correspond with those colors and explain what's going on. We've got scores at the top, which happen to be those purple lines, and then we have the inside and the outside cuts. Now, they're looking a little plain right now, so what I did a little bit earlier on is actually create some personalization in Microsoft PowerPoint just using the word art tool. And if I upload from here and pick those, let's see which one it is we want. I'm going to do this one. I can add this element, which is just some text. It appears here in my design. I'm going to group all of those letters together, and then I can drag and drop this in place just like that, so I can add personalization to my print. So I've got a very simple family name right here, but you can see how quick and easy that was. And I can do that again by going to upload. Let's pick this year that I created, and let's add that too. And I'm specifically adding 2 of these right now just to highlight a couple of different features in Glowforge. Because Glowforge can cut, score, and engrave, 3 different operations. Cutting, just like a pair of scissors, goes all the way through the material. Scoring is like a pen. It's a fine, consistent line all the way across your design, continuous. And then engraving is like shading with charcoal or pencils. And you'll notice here that we've got a few different colors going on. And that's because this particular part of my design, I uploaded as a filled shape. It's basically colored in the design software, if you like. This one was a stroke shape. And Glowforge has assumed that we want to engrave this one. You see how it's highlighted engrave? And we want to cut this one. And so by changing the colors and the way that you treat these different elements, you can choose how Glowforge interprets them on the other end. Now, if you don't want to engrave this one or cut this one, very, very simple. All we have to do is click into here and we can change that operation. And I know, for example, I want to score the family name right here. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to choose high quality because I want a good result. And I'm just going to check this one too. This one's right now is set to engrave. We'll click on this. SD graphic looks good. And there we go. It's basically all ready to go. Now, one other neat thing about Proofgrade is this QR code down here on the right-hand side. Now, that basically assigns the material to the printer. It means Glowforge knows what it's printing on. And therefore, all of these different things that we've got down the left-hand side are pre-configured. That means the settings, the power and the speed, all those intricate little details that make the print really successful have been figured out for you. You don't have to think about them at all.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, right. I mean,
who likes thinking?
It's certainly not me. Apart from the idea stage. The idea bit, the bit in the middle, like that. Yeah, sometimes that gets a little bit much.
That's some people's favorite parts, but
I agree. Yeah, I prefer the assembly step, I suppose, rather than the numbers. But anyway, we take care of a lot of that for you. Now, that being said, you do not have to use Proofgrade if you don't want to. We talked about in point number 10, limitless materials, stone, stamp rubber, whatever that might be. If you are experimenting with those, you can pick a material from our menu that seems somewhat similar to what you're using. We can dive into here, click this little arrow, and then we have control over those numbers, and we can save a custom setting as well if we want to. Top tip for you, community.glowforge.com is a great place to go to see what other people are doing with other materials and experimenting, and they often share their settings as well. So if you're interested in that, check it out. But we are ready to go. And to expedite this, what I'm actually going to do is get these and delete them. Just move them out of the way. So we print just one of these coasters in full. And that way, in the time that we have together, we can show you the whole print.
Got it.
And just looking at these, we've got our engrave, we've got our score, we've got these score lines, this cut, and we're basically ready to go. The only other thing I'm going to do, and let me just think about the best way to make this set. Yeah, let's just do it like this. This will be fine. I'm going to hit print. Thinking out loud there for a second. We want to try and show you these things on our little camera phone here, and sometimes bits of the machine get in the way, but I think this is still a good spot.
Oh, where you're putting the print. Yeah. So it'll tell us how long the whole print will take in just a moment, and then the number 8 thing you need to know is that there's just one button. So there's a button right here. I'll aim my camera right at it, and it'll start glowing. Wait for it. I know
it's very satisfying.
Very exciting. Oh gosh, I moved it away for 1 minute and it went.
There we go. So our software is telling us about 4 minutes for this print. We'll hit that button, and that's that. One button operation. It really is that simple. And here we go.
And you can see the light kind of coming out at the angle that I'm at right now. You can actually see the beam.
That little glow. And we should emphasize that this is laser light doing this. There's nothing physically touching the material apart from like the photons in that beam.
No blade, nothing.
No, it's really incredible. And yet we're able to make this permanent mark in the material and cut all the way through it. And this laser is going to cut all the way through this material, which is solid, medium maple plywood. It's about 1/8 of an inch thick, all in one pass, and create this design from scratch in about 4 minutes, which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
And we talked about not wanting to sort of delve too deep into that middle process of creating things. Like right now, Glowforge is printing. You could be working on your next idea, speaking to your next customer, working on some correspondence, whatever it might be, while this works for you, which is pretty cool.
People always tell us this is their most valuable coworker. It's just working away, it doesn't need a break. Yep. I just saw a question come through that I wanted to mention to answer, which is about mirrored acrylic.
Yep.
And I think that, as you just saw, there's a laser beam, so you would think maybe putting a mirrored material would be, I don't know, sketchy somehow. What I would do there, I think it would cut through just fine, and I know it would, in fact, and you'd be fine, but what I would do always is mask. So you've noticed that if you look right now, top down, see how this maple, this is a very light color anyway, but it actually, here's a better example.
I can show you on this one, yeah.
on the walnut. But yeah, this is actually a masking that we put on top to keep the material clean. So
if I peel that back there, you can see that material.
It's like finished. It's or not polished, but stained.
Yeah, pre-sanded. It has a furniture grade protective coating on there too. So again, you know, if you're making gifts, if you're making things to sell, potentially you could just take the pieces straight out of the Glowforge and they're ready to go. Yeah. You don't have to paint them, stand them, or whatever. It's wonderful.
So if you're worried about a mirrored material, I would definitely just do some masking. So if you can't buy an already masked piece, just get some kind of like low tack adhesive tape, like a painter's tape, that blue tape. That works great.
Another top tip for you for mirror: actually flip it upside down, and if you're doing an engrave or something like that, do it from the back.
Oh yeah, because it's only.
Because that way the front of the mirror stays smooth. So when you're cleaning the dust off it or what have you, it's still nice and smooth, and you're just removing the mirrored coating that's on the back of there.
Answering your question from earlier about favorite materials, Nick, Matt says a 1/4-inch maple ply is the favorite. That's what we're printing on right now. And then followed by a leatherette. So that must be a fake leather that they found that works with Glowforge. So for great materials, we do sell a real vegetable tan leather. I can't remember the weight of it right off the top of my head.
We have 3 actually.
Oh, we have 3
one very thin, one lightweight, and one that's a bit thicker. So if you're doing small things like wallets and watch bands, stuff like that, you can use that material.
Yeah.
And actually, in fact, my watch band right here, if I show you, is made from proof grade leather.
Look at that, that's gorgeous.
So it's been around for a while, so it's patinaed quite nicely. But this is all Glowforge made, which was kind of neat.
So we already touched on our 7th point a little bit, which is how to design. So the way that you saw Nick design just now was just in the Glowforge app. He chose a print that was already pre-designed by someone else from the Glowforge catalog, and then he added some text that he'd made in another app. So really all you need to remember is that you have to be able to make a PDF. So whatever app that you are comfortable with, that you can do that, whether it's like Adobe Illustrator or it's PowerPoint. I kind of am on the PowerPoint end of the spectrum with my design skills. You can export something that you can print on your Glowforge.
Yeah. Really, really straightforward. So basically use the software you're comfortable with. As your skills grow, you might learn new software. Community.glowforge.com again. The owners on there, off their own backs, without any input from us, have actually created a whole bunch of tutorials on different software. You can also go to support.glowforge.com, which has tutorials for different things there too.
That was really fast. That already finished.
That's finished, yeah. It's almost anticlimactic. It was so quick.
It was
but there we go.
But what is exciting is taking it out.
That's it. Now this is cool to the touch. We can remove this straight away. So I'm going to pull it out like that.
Look at that.
We'll leave our prints in place. We have our little ring right here, which is going to come off just like that. And we have our button pieces just like this. And this is a great way actually to highlight why that tape is quite important.
Yeah, because you'll see how it's kind of smoky looking.
Which, to be fair.
It's like an effect from like Paint or Microsoft Word from a long time ago. You know what I mean? That like
you want to make a treasure map or something like
that.
But if we peel this tape back right here, and you can use your fingernails, a weeding tool, or some really sticky tape, you can see how it peels that charry mark off along with the tape.
And just makes it all clean and perfect underneath.
Super pristine thing. Yeah, just like that. So you can see the difference here between, say, this top text and then this established text right here. And we talked about the scoring before. So this here, these peel off right this. And let's say you wanted to paint these. Now, I did a bit of a rush job peeling this off, but we could leave a little piece of masking in place, just like this. This is where I need like a little jingle or something like this. Like, let's imagine we left this masking on. We could then use a spray paint or something like that over the top, or a stain, or whatever it might be. Then peel the rest of this masking off, which would reveal an unfinished piece of wood. So you get a very accurate, very crisp circle.
Yeah, I love that.
With these, that outside ring actually shows you or helps you figure out where you need to put your glue. So this ring fits on the outside just like that, and you'll notice how the outside score line shows you where that's going to go. So when you're adding a little bit of glue to attach this, you can just follow that line around the edge, and you can make sure that your assembly is super accurate.
Perfect. Oh yeah, as a guide.
Really simple, really simple. And top tip for you, if you want to take these to the next level, on these ones that we have here, kind of hard to see, but we actually just took a little bit of sandpaper and just rounded over these edges. So they're very, very soft, very, very satisfying to touch. I mean, if you want to stroke that with your thumb, it's very, very nice. And it's, they're just a beautiful little thing.
It kind of makes it feel a little more finished, a little bit more like a store quality project rather than like a craft project that maybe just came right out. Yeah, and those are the little finishing details can sometimes really make or break what you can sell the product for, how high end it feels when you give it as a gift, that sort of thing.
And this is kind of why I was disappointed that we were missing the ribbon earlier, because these, when we presented them originally, our designer Shell tied them together with a piece of ribbon through the buttonholes, which just looked beautiful. And again, if you've got a business, if you're selling this as a gift, giving these as a gift, you could use that same ribbon to attach your tag. You could print your tag on the Glowforge, right? Something, this one doesn't quite match, but you get the idea. Like, you could do this whole thing on that same printer.
Oh, I like this one right here. If you keep the
yeah, here we go. That's a great example.
Some proof grade.
It is proof grade,
yeah.
But it could be a book. I mean, who knows?
Imagine it's a book. And then this as a gift tag. How sweet is that?
Absolutely.
Kind of retro and fun looking.
Really,
I
really
love
nice.
that.
Very cool.
Another way to design with Glowforge is just with a pen. So we have this wonderful camera inside. You've noticed we've closed the lid. It takes a photo. We can also utilize that to digitize hand-drawn or handwritten, drawings or writings.
And drawings, okay.
Things from writings or drawings. Things from like a handwritten recipe, a child's drawing, a signature of a beloved one, and that's called Trace. It's a really, really cool feature. We have a few things made with it. Let's see. Oh, I really like the puzzle right there. Let's show that.
This one?
Off. Yeah. Where did that recipe go? Well, we can show two different examples. So we have this handwritten recipe right here. So I'll show you up close. Right here, a little recipe. So what we did was we put this in the bed of the Glowforge. The camera captured it, digitized it, then we dragged the digital design of the recipe onto these materials to engrave them. So check this out. Here's the recipe, and here it is engraved onto slate, and then here it is engraved onto maple, and then we used also the puzzle making tool in the Glowforge app to make like a simple puzzle. So imagine this was, a really special recipe from your mom for pineapple upside down cake. So cool.
It's really cool, yeah.
Love that.
It's incredible. And it's a great example of how you can take something like that trace and then utilize it across a whole bunch of different materials, a whole bunch of different processes. This one we scaled up a little bit to make it bigger. This one I think is about full size. But you can see the level of detail.
This one's a little smaller. This one's a little bigger.
Yeah, you can see the level of detail that we touched.
So cool.
We've been sort of praising our customers a little bit today. I want to continue with that, just with one other thing. Back in the early days of Glowforge, when things were, not quite as developed as they are right now, I remember one of our customers actually created a jigsaw puzzle generator and shared it freely within the Glowforge community. So you could create something like this using something one of our customers made, which was super, super, super cool. So thank you. If you're listening, I don't know if you are, but thank you for doing that.
Our number 5 thing that you should know before getting a Glowforge, or perhaps it's just good to know, is kind of the difference between the 3 different forges. So we have 3 of them. We've got a Glowforge Pro, Glowforge Plus, and Glowforge Basic. We always on these live streams tend to have the Pro. That's because it's our most popular model, and it's also our speediest, and time is of the essence when you're live on Facebook and YouTube. The Pro actually can print 3 times faster than the Basics at top speed. So if you run a business or what have you, that's an important thing. The Pro also has the pass-through slot, so you can kind of see on the front there's a little slot.
Yeah, I could show you here. We could just take a piece of material and you can basically slide that through, which means that you can print in a different orientation or print on something that is infinitely long.
Right.
So giant things, furniture, signage, whatever that might be.
Yeah, so our number 4 thing that you need to know about is pass-through. Is that something that you need? Is the ability to put, a 4-foot, 5-foot, 10-foot, 50-foot length of leather or fabric or wood or whatever through the Glowforge. Are you going to be making giant things? A lot of people just don't want to be limited, and so they get
you don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So that's the Glowforge Pro. Then the Plus and the Basic, they don't have the pass-through, but other than that, they've got the same, bed size, the same printing capabilities, just a little differences in speed and also cooling.
Yes.
We put some advanced cooling into both the Plus and the Pro, so that you can keep printing in really hot temperatures. Some places in the United States even are, really hot in the summers.
Yeah.
Yep. That leads us, in fact, to ventilation.
Number
Another
3.
important aspect of Glowforge ownership. So a lot of folks assume when I say, I work for a company that makes a laser cutter, they think Oh, so it's something you put out in your garage.
Right, big industrial machine,
No.
heavy metal,
Yeah.
steel, dangerous.
This is beautiful. This deserves a prime spot in your home.
I would agree.
Nick and I both have our Glowforge printers in our offices right next to us while we work.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of folks do. They'll have them in, craft rooms, offices. I've seen them in kitchens. I've seen them in living rooms, kind of all over the place, kind of like a PC.
Yeah, right. Wherever it's
Also,
appropriate for you.
Often it's not like a power tool. It's like something that the whole family uses, right? So it makes sense to have it in the garage.
Right.
But that being said, you should seek to have it in a room that you can ventilate it always. So ideally, you can just stick a dryer tube, which comes with dryer hose, comes with your Glowforge, right out a window. So when you get your Glowforge, it comes with this, Mike, if we can see, oh, there you go. See this on the screen. This is just a 6-inch dryer tube, just like you would have with your AC unit or dryer.
Yep.
So got a window, got a door. While you're printing, just make sure that this helps you vent out. There's fans in the unit that do all the interior stuff, but you'll just want a place for it to escape. And then if you are in like a closed-in environment, you can opt for, I'm just going to spin around here.
Very graceful. That was well done.
You can opt for our Glowforge air filter. So ours isn't hooked up, but that's the side that would go to the Glowforge right there. It's just a little unit the size of like a little, recycling bin or trash can or what have you. It sits next to your Glowforge, and that way you don't have to vent outside, and you can print in any room of the house.
That's it. Super easy to use. One knob on the front.
Yeah.
You just twist it to turn it on. You can turn the fan speed up a little bit as it starts to fill with particulates. And that has a replaceable cartridge inside too. So as you're printing, if it gets full up, you can remove that cartridge, replace it with another one, and you're back ready
The
to go.
reason why I brought up temperature as the segue, very good at them.
Right, yeah, we're getting better over
time. Let me explain it to you 2 minutes later. Was because some people use the Glowforge air filters just seasonally, because during the winter they don't want to open the window to vent because it's negative 10 degrees out or whatever.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Or then maybe in the summer, if you live somewhere with really extreme temperatures, maybe it's too hot during the summer to vent outside. So to keep yourself comfortable, use the air filter, but other times of the year they can just vent out a window. So it's just a nice option to have. It lets you open up the places that you have to print. It's also great, we were talking about, if you're going to bring your Glowforge to a market or a retail shop or something like that, you'll want a place to vent it.
Absolutely. I mean, thinking about that too, if you could have power and Wi-Fi, if you brought a Glowforge and a filter, you could print literally anywhere. It could be the Arctic Circle, it could be the woods. It doesn't really matter.
I think there are Glowforges that live aboard buses, makerspace buses and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
we should have one visit us one day.
Mobile makers.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Oh yeah, wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah, that would be great.
And speaking of which, actually, Glowforge is in fact the #1 laser for schools. So if that tells you how easy to use and safe it is, I mean, and when I say schools, I mean everything from universities where people are using it for, university theater set design or physics models or what have you, all the way down to
helicopters like the one that we have up there. Yeah.
Oh
absolutely.
yeah. Oh yeah. So we work with educators all the time. If you are an educator and you're watching this, get in touch, hello@glowforge.com or sales@glowforge.com, and we actually have education experts that can help kind of navigate the order process, because hopefully your school district would be helping you out with the purchase of one of
Fingers
these
crossed,
puppies.
yeah. There's a lot of resources too that they put together. They're working with other companies to create lesson plans and things like that to help guide curriculum and activities. It's really exciting market for us.
Exactly. So I'm really excited for that, and I'm really proud of that distinction of being the #1 in schools. So, and I think, gosh,
speaking of #1,
did we already spoil this earlier? Did we say it? We might have. I can't remember. But the #1 thing you need to know is that you don't need to take off a whole day on Glowforge Day, the day that your Glowforge arrives. Because
you should. I mean, you should.
Because you'll be a little distracted.
Yes.
Yeah.
But for a different reason.
Because your Glowforge will only take you 30 minutes from box to print. It is that easy to set up. It's a lot like connecting, I don't even want to say a Nest, because that sounds actually complicated. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but anything like that, just a simple smart device that needs Wi-Fi. Yeah, they mostly work in the same way these days. You basically power it on, connect it, tell it what your password is through the software, and it does all the rest of it for you. The only thing you have to do is put this dryer hose out of your window or door for ventilation, and have your idea ready. I guess
it comes with a pack of proof grade material worth $150. It's a whole bunch of there's leather, there's acrylic, there's draft board, all sorts of stuff in here. So the day your Glowforge comes, you get this in the mail. You also get the dryer hose, you get the Glowforge, you get the cords and everything.
Everything you
plug
need.
it in. You don't, nothing else you need. So you'll be printing that day. And as part of the setup part in the software, we give you a couple like starter projects. There's like a cute little box and a couple other things that you can print right away.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
yeah, hundreds of designs.
You don't even need an idea to get started.
You can take somebody else's idea, print it, give it to your friends, take all of the credit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're just setting you up for success.
Let's see if there's any questions. I've been neglecting chat. I see the experts have been in there though, so
thank you, experts.
Everyone. Yeah.
We have a lot to say. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of 2 chat conversations and everything at once. Have we mentioned the discount code yet, actually, Bailey? Is that
I don't think we have. Goodness, sorry about that. So these are called the Cute as a Button coasters. So our discount code today is glowforge.com/cute-as-a-button. And that's good through November 30th. So if you're thinking about buying a Glowforge this year, use that code to get it now because
ASAP.
As you know, the shipping timelines this year are kind of all out of whack. We're kind of like facing the consequences of an out of whack infrastructure the last several years, and it's hitting the holiday shopping shelves hard, I think. So if you order Glowforge now, maybe you can make all your gifts still. So make sure you use that code. That'll get you $500 off a Glowforge Pro, $250 off a Plus, $125 off a Basic, and again, that's good through November 30th. So order ASAP. I don't know off the top of my head what the shipping is right this moment, but I do know that shipping on Glowforge Pro and Plus is free right now, and these are
it's about $250 saving, I think.
Machines.
Yeah, they're heavy.
So yeah. So definitely take advantage of that best price, that free shipping. We're not doing like a different or better Black Friday offer. So this is the best price you can get. So don't wait, get in the front of that line.
Yes, right, absolutely.
Everyone else will be logging on at 6 a.m. on Black Friday.
That's a great point. Yeah, don't wait. Absolutely.
Not me, I'm sleeping in.
Yeah, you can be. Yeah.
Actually, we are doing a stream on Black Friday. So if you're hanging out, nothing to do, you can come join us.
That's it. While you're thinking about what you're going to be printing, browsing the catalog, something like that.
Well, wonderful. I think that's about it from us today. Yes, I see that we put the discount code in chat, glowforge.com/cute-as-a-button. And yeah, I think that's it for us. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next Tuesday and next Friday.
Yep, and maybe some other ad hoc streams in between, who knows.
Yeah.
We're always interested in your feedback with these two, how regularly you like them, what time you like them, what sort of content you'd like to see. Someone earlier helpfully suggested a masterclass all about inlays.
Yeah.
Any other ideas like that, send them through, add them to the YouTube comments. This video will be available after the stream, so you can rewatch it if you want to, or if you missed the beginning, for example. But yeah, I think that's it. Wraps it up.
Someone also noticed that your screen is flickering, which is so funny because we always try to. They've watched several times. They're like, I noticed during some of the streams that the screen is flickering. We're trying to fix that. We noticed it too.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. They've made me empty my pockets, like stand in a lead box.
Well, we thought it was his car. We thought it was his car remote, but well, I don't know. Technology, am I right?
I know. I'm sorry if that ruined it for you, but we'll figure it out. If anyone has any ideas, please let us know.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Thanks so much.
Tuesday.